Just 2 weeks ago, EA had claimed that they fell short of revenue expectations in Apex Legends despite the Battle Pass changes, quoting, "We did not see the lift in monetization we had expected to drive significant growth and re-engagement. Large systematic change is required." Well, we could only hope that those large systematic changes might just be good fun modes again. And I'm not saying that they don't have plans for anything fun, but
large systematic changes for money making. Monetization strategies, not for the game itself, for monetization strategies, bro. When are you gonna realize, J Miles, that they don't give a fuck about you and how much fun you have in the game as long as you keep spending your money? That's all they care about.
Maybe breaking their barriers of normal monetization policies and going back to some old stuff so that you'll whip out that credit card once again. Not even saying this is complete bad news though, but it may leave a bad taste in your mouth if you just get aggravated anytime EA tries to sell you something. So years ago, we used to get these heirloom items, mythic items, whatever you want to call them at this point, that were legend specific. These were basically just...
They stopped doing that because they realized they can make more money.
Only called heirlooms, but now heirlooms mean a lot more, so we call them legend specific melee heirlooms, or really mythic items. So if you were OG enough, you probably remember when Octane, Wraith, Lifeline, and many others got theirs, but then they moved away and started going to these universal heirlooms
because they can make more money. If you can use it for any legend, why not buy this instead? You don't have to keep gambling for packs and saying, I'll just wait till I get my pack, you know, from leveling. You can get it for money right now and use it for any legend. You can make more money that way.
And Apex artifacts.
That's
and
why.
Even the more recent Karam.
Like, that's just why. There's no other explanation for why they're doing it this way.
Knife that all of these legends can wield. That way it's not necessarily going to be Lifeline mains that buy the Lifeline heirloom and so on.
Exactly. Everybody can buy it, not just the mains.
Like, you know, maybe more sales will come in because of that. And honestly, if you did that years ago, back when the game was booming, I do think you probably would have saw more sales. But when you do,
I think if they did both, they should do both. I don't know why they just don't want to spend the money
do that change in the middle of a time where the fans are already aggravated with you for other monetization practices. It may have not landed so well with some. But we had this scrapped Newcastle heirloom, and I quote scrapped because, well, you'll see that might be changing. So 4 months ago, there was a leak from Oz saying, here is a picture of the scrapped Newcastle heirloom. They say scrapped because this is about the time where they started changing things. And although we had a Newcastle heirloom in the works, kind of saw that these universal ones sold much better or made more money because more people were buying them and not just Newcastle mains. Therefore, we may just need to turn this around and go this route instead. Well, then 3 months ago, Hypermist says that it seems likely Newcastle, this hook sword heirloom, will be sold in a milestone event featuring a mythic death box as usual, sad face, and it's mentioned to have a kill tracker add-on for melee kills with heirloom and so on. Then he follows that up with a tweet as well saying that devs say they're still going to release legend specific heirlooms. So considering this hasn't been their practice for a while, maybe this is a part of their quote large systematic change in order to meet their monetization expectations. I'm hoping this is not considered a large systematic change to them, because to me it's not, and obviously I think we would mostly be disappointed if this was the case. But it looks like the Newcastle heirloom could definitely be real, because Newcastle's pick rate has also gone up to about 11%, which is 187% higher than normal. This thing has doubled and tripled and quadrupled overnight ever since this update. This new support class perk, the Newcastle buff in general, we all know and have talked about it. This is not just a buff. This is very clearly an overbuff, very similar. And honestly, I think it's even worse than the time they overbuffed Rampart to add the Rampart heirloom. I mean, Newcastle is by far the strongest legend in the game right now. Even Lifeline has gone up there. Obviously, I think that they're doing that because it's Lifeline rebirth, and I think it matches her. You know, you don't want to rebirth a legend and then they just suck. So Newcastle's here because I think the heirloom is going to be sold while he is this good, because everyone's in their emotions saying, yeah, I'm a Newcastle main anyways, why not? It makes sense. And then right when you buy the heirloom, a couple months later, he's down and dusted and back out of the meta. So if they're trying to make more money, it very well may be possible.
They're going to shift the meta, so you buy the heirloom And then as soon as as soon as the sales stop for the heirloom, they're going to go right back.
Doing something like this. But I don't think any of us perceive that this will be enough to finally meet their monetization expectations.
Like, the heirlooms are just stupid anyways. Like, I don't even know. Like, they're cool and all, but you don't need it to play the game.
I think Pete Panda hit the nail on the head by saying this really isn't a difficult concept. You had a golden goose talking about Apex. You literally just needed to add content and upgrade the game, not a double battle pass. Hopefully, since recent failures, they have acknowledged that, and maybe we will get more monetization.
Like, you keep saying the same thing, but I'm sure they're listening. I'm sure they see it. They can't be that dumb. You know what I mean? They know what people want. They just don't want to give it to you because it costs way too much money, and they just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? As long as you keep swiping that card, that's all they care about. It's like, oh yeah, we'll get to that, but you're gonna put your card information in real quick, and I promise you, once you buy the heirloom, when we get some more money, we'll get you that. We'll get you that update that you want. We'll get you more content. I swear to God. But every content update they give you is just fucking collection events or a double battle pass, a new map that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? There is no new content. The game is a battle royale, and that's it. That's it.
Monetization stuff with the whole Newcastle Heirloom, but maybe we will also get better quality content. They already said that arenas would be making a return at some point, so that should be very exciting.
They should have never taken it out.
I also think it's interesting because there's current issues in the game right now with Ishy Fishy, who says he can't buy any item, and I've heard this glitch is going around for some others out there. Basically, it says you own all the items, but yet they're not in your inventory, and so you can't progress whatsoever. You can't work towards anything because the progression system just doesn't work. But I got a feeling that when the milestone event comes out and you're able to do this Newcastle Heirloom or whatever the case is that they decide to go with, they'll probably make sure that this is fixed and that you can get out your wallet and start spending your money. What are your thoughts on legend specific heirlooms potentially coming back very soon? And leave your hopes and aspirations of this large systematic change for Apex down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things inside of the world of Apex Legends news, drama, stories, and more. And until the next time, we'll see you all later.
Here's the thing. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. Just do not get your hopes up at all for that. Just don't, because Apex is not going to change it. EA is not going to go for it. Just keep your hopes. Just if you have low expectations, you'll be happy. But if you have high expectations, you're going to be upset.